The storm came at midnight, wind blowing 80 miles per hour, waves reaching 40 feet high. In the most dangerous waters of the North Atlantic, a cargo ship was about to capsize. Mayday, mayday, this is SS Northern Star. Coordinates 44.3 north, 68.2 west. Engine failure. Ship listing. 12 crew. Need immediate rescue. The Coast Guard's nearest vessel was 45 minutes away. 12 men couldn't survive 45 minutes. But on the route, 2 miles away, there was a small coastal lighthouse, Grey Point Lighthouse. And in that lighthouse lived only one person, Katherine Kate Morrison, 56 years old, lighthouse keeper for 20 years. Alone, silent, hiding from people. Everyone knew her as the strange woman. She had a boat, but only used it to get supplies. Never accepted visitors. Never came to town. Nobody knew her real past. Kate Morrison wasn't just a lighthouse keeper. She was a former Navy rescue diver. Served for 15 years. Saved 47 lives. Until the 48th rescue nearly drowned her. Now, hearing the Mayday call on the radio, Kate's world stopped. 12 men, 2 miles away, in a storm, dying. Kate faced a choice: break her 20-year vow and dive again, or watch 12 men drown. The math was simple, but the decision was anything but easy. But wait, Kate's story isn't just about a rescue operation. This is a story about a woman escaping trauma, confronting her darkest fears, and realizing that the skills she tried to forget are the only chance to save lives. If you love discovering the extraordinary paths of ordinary people, don't forget to subscribe right now. Hit that like button and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Now let's dive into Kate's real story. Kate looked out the window. Waves crashed against the rocks. Wind shook the lighthouse. Any sensible person wouldn't go out. But Kate Morrison had been trying to be sensible for 20 years. And failing, radio in hand, she called the Coast Guard. Grey Point Lighthouse. I have Northern Star's position, 2 miles southwest of me. I'm going. Negative, Grey Point. Civilian intervention prohibited. See conditions too dangerous. Wait 45 minutes. Kate turned off the radio. 45 minutes was too late. Kate opened the closet. Inside were things she hadn't touched in 20 years. Old diving suit, emergency buoys, rescue rings, and a list written on a chalkboard. Saved, 47. Kate picked up the marker. Wrote, target, 59. Then put on the diving suit. It still fit, just like 20 years ago. Opened the door. The storm nearly knocked her over. But Kate kept her balance. Because in the Navy, she'd seen worse. Ran toward the boat. 12-foot small motorboat. Not made for storms, but the only option. Started the engine and headed into the darkness. Kate's story went back 35 years. A young woman had joined the Navy. Everyone told her, women can't be divers. Kate had proved them wrong. She'd become one of the first female Navy rescue divers. Training was brutal. 80% of candidates quit. Kate continued. Her first rescue was a helicopter crash in the bay. 4 pilots, 60 feet deep, water 50 degrees. Kate saved them all. Second rescue was a sinking submarine. 8 sailors. Air running out. Kate stayed underwater for 12 hours. Saved them all. Third, fourth, fifth, up to 47. Then came the 48th rescue. Hurricane. Cargo ship had capsized. 20 crew. Kate's team went to rescue. But a wave pulled Kate under the ship. Her suit got caught. Air tank damaged. 200 feet deep. Alone, drowning. A teammate saved her. But 3 crew members were lost. Kate never forgave herself. That day she resigned, left the Navy, and came to Grey Point Lighthouse. To live alone, away from people, away from the sea. For 20 years, she never put on the diving suit again. Now, in the middle of the storm, she wore that suit again. The boat crashed into waves. Kate gripped the wheel. Every wave tried to sink the boat, but Kate read every wave, which direction it would come from, how to maneuver. Her body remembered everything. 2 miles took 15 minutes, normally a 5-minute trip. But in the storm, Every meter was a battle. Finally, she saw the Northern Star. The ship had listed 45 degrees. Crew clung to the deck. Waves pulled them toward the sea. Kate brought the boat as close as possible. Shouted through megaphone, "I'm rescue. Put on life jackets. I'm coming." First man jumped into water. Kate drove the boat toward him. The man climbed aboard. Safe. 1 saved. 11 remaining. Second man jumped, but a wave pulled him under the boat. Kate jumped into the water without thinking. 20 years later, for the first time, she was underwater again. Visibility 0. Current strong. But Kate's hands found the man, grabbed him, brought him to surface. 2 saved. 10 remaining. Third, fourth, fifth. Kate wasn't getting tired. Her body was on autopilot. Every movement came from training. 6th man was panicking, trying to drown Kate. But Kate calmed him. "Breathe. I'll save you. Promise." 6 saved. 6 remaining. 7th man was injured. Broken arm. Kate gently carried him to the boat. 7 saved. 5 remaining. 8th, 9th. Kate's muscles were burning. Breath was short. She was 56 years old. Not like 20 years ago. But she couldn't stop. 9 saved. 3 remaining. 10th man was the hardest. The ship was fully sinking. Man was trapped inside. Kate dove again. Entered the ship. Dark. Cold. Just like the nightmare 20 years ago. But this time was different. This time, she could save someone. Found the man. Freed him from metal. Brought him to surface. 10 saved. 2 remaining. 11th and 12th men jumped together. Kate caught both. Pulled them to the boat. 12 saved. 0 remaining. Kate collapsed on the boat deck. Out of breath. Pain in every muscle. But everyone was alive. 12 men. All safe. Coast Guard ship arrived 10 minutes later. Took the crew. Medic checked Kate. "What's your name?" the medic asked. Kate hesitated. Then answered, "Katherine Morrison, former Navy rescue diver." The medic stopped. Eyes widened. You're Angel of the Sea? The legendary woman? The one with 47 rescues." Kate nodded quietly. "But you've been missing for 20 years. Everyone thought you were dead." "I was dead," Kate said quietly. "But tonight, I lived again." The next morning, when Kate returned to the lighthouse, she updated the list on the chalkboard. Saved 59. Looked out the window. The sea had calmed. Sun was rising. For the first time in 20 years, Kate smiled. Door knocked. Kate was surprised. Nobody came in 20 years. Outside stood the Northern Star's captain, with 11 crew members. "Miss Morrison," the captain said, "you saved our lives. How can we thank you?" Kate looked at them, then at the sea, then at her lighthouse. "I don't need anything," she said. "I just needed to be reminded." "Of what?" Kate smiled. "That some skills you never forget. You just stop using them. And maybe, just maybe, one day they're needed again." 3 months later, Kate was still at Grey Point Lighthouse, but no longer alone. The Navy had made her an offer. Train young divers. Share your experience. Kate had accepted. Now, every month, young Navy divers visited the lighthouse. Kate told them real stories. How to survive. How to defeat fear. How to never give up. And at the end of every training, she showed them something, the list on the chalkboard. Saved 59. What's the target? Young divers would ask. Kate would smile. Save them all. Every time. If there's one thing to learn from this story, it's this. You can't run from your past. You can't run from your traumas. But you can turn them into strength. And sometimes what you run from becomes what saves you. Don't forget to subscribe to Invisible Legends. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment. We love hearing from our viewers around the world.